Now, what foods should you be eating to help you regrow your hair? At Hairguard, we've spent the past 5 years researching all the best diets and all the best foods that you should be eating to help with your hair care routine. And in this video, we're going to share it all with you. So guys, before we get into the video on the best diets for your hair, if you're worried about your own hair loss, what you can do is you can click the link in the description and our Hairguard specialist will give you a full analysis of your hair and a customized nutrition plan. All you've got to do is click the link in the description and then upload a hair selfie. So what you're going to learn about today in this video is we're going to look at the alkaline diet, we're going to look at the high fiber diet, we're going to look at a healthy gut diet, then we're going to look at the glycemic index, we're going to touch on what foods cause blood sugar levels to spike, and then we're going to finish it off with a nice conclusion. So first, let's look at the alkaline diet. One of the quickest and most effective things you can change in your diet today is the acid-alkaline balance of your diet. Just like any organism, the human body has a preferred pH of 7.4. It is at this level that all of the bodily functions on a cellular level work at optimum efficiency. However, when the pH of our body goes outside of this balanced pH, really bad and sometimes unusual things start to happen. According to a 2011 review study, high acidity levels within the body can lead to hormone fluctuations and nutrient/mineral imbalances. And just before we go any further, if you ever see that bracket and then a number, that means that we're citing some kind of resource or academic scientific journal, literature. So what you can do is look in the description and then you can have a look at the scientific papers yourself and further your own knowledge. So now we've looked at the alkaline diet, we're going to look at what a high fiber diet can do. Processed and packaged foods, those that make up the majority of the Western diet, are low in fiber. This is because processing removes the most valuable parts of many grains and seeds, which is the outer husk. Now, a high fiber diet has numerous benefits, and the greatest benefit, and the one that may be at least indirectly linked to pattern baldness, is its ability to improve and maintain metabolic health. To understand these benefits, it's first important to understand exactly what fiber is. Dietary fiber is a carbohydrate that resists both digestion and absorption. It also consists of an array of components including bran, pectin, inulin, and resistant starches. According to various epidemiological and clinical studies, the intake of dietary fiber and whole grain is inversely related to obesity, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. You're probably wondering, what do these results have to do with hair loss? As I'll discuss in further detail, there is research available that may link androgenetic alopecia to other metabolic syndromes, and this includes type 2 diabetes and PCOS. If this link is true, a high fiber diet may help to slow the development or even the progression of male pattern balding. So we've done alkaline diet, high fiber diet. Next, we're going to look at a healthy gut diet. Speaking of fiber, let's move on to the gut and how a healthy gut may contribute to a healthy scalp. The gut contains billions of bacteria and viruses and microbes, both good and bad. And when considered together, these make up the microbiome of the gastrointestinal tract. But what exactly is a healthy gut and what is included in a healthy gut diet? In short, a healthy gut is one that contains enough good bacteria, known as probiotics, to keep the bad bacteria in check. This helps to protect the gut and the rest of the organism from viruses and foodborne illnesses such as salmonella. A healthy gut diet then is one that aims to protect the balance of bacteria so as not to push it too far onto either side, too much good bacteria or too much bad bacteria. Now this is achieved by eating probiotic containing foods, which is the good bacteria, and prebiotics, a food compound that feeds the probiotics so as to grow their colony. Processed foods contain preservatives, which almost by definition are there to kill bacteria. This is all good and fine when you want to store something for a long time, but when it comes to our gut, the bacteria is not a good thing at all. Processed foods full of preservatives and other artificial additives kill many of these healthy bacteria, upsetting the balance and causing health issues down the road. Now, although the connection between healthy gut bacteria and hair loss is not entirely clear, what is clear is that improving the balance of healthy gut bacteria can help to stop hair loss and may even help to regrow your hair. So we've got a few simple tips for you now to improve your gut bacteria, and they include avoiding processed foods, avoiding preservatives, avoiding antibiotics whenever possible, drinking fermented drinks like wine in moderation, kombucha and kefir, and then taking a high quality probiotic and or prebiotic, and then eating plenty of fermented foods such as kimchi and yogurt. So we've looked at the alkaline diet, high fiber diet and a healthy gut diet. The last one we're going to go over is the low glycemic index diet. It's now fairly clear that blood sugar levels play an important role in human health. More specifically, high blood sugar levels can cause all sorts of health issues and have been linked to an array of illnesses, including type 2 diabetes, polycystic ovary syndrome, and hypertension. And while you may have already known the above, what you may not know is that spikes in blood sugar levels have also been linked to pattern baldness in both men and women. And according to Goch, Belli and Dervis, metabolic syndrome is a group of metabolic disorders associated with increased risk of cardiovascular disease. These disorders develop as a result of numerous factors, including, but not limited to, genetic predisposition, insulin resistance, obesity, hypertension, vascular abnormalities, and inflammation. Now, what does this have to do with hair loss? In more recent years, male pattern baldness has been linked with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. That's not the only link that pattern balding has to metabolic syndrome though. A study published in 2014 showed a significant link between the later stages of androgenetic alopecia at stage 3 or higher and mean values of fasting serum insulin. A 2016 study performed by researchers in Peru showed that hair follicle characteristics may be an early marker of type 2 diabetes. While this doesn't definitively link pattern balding to metabolic disorders, the interconnection between androgenetic alopecia and metabolic syndrome does deserve further research. But even if the two aren't linked, it never hurts to lower your intake of high glycemic foods. These are the foods that can lead to blood sugar spikes as they convert quickly from carbohydrate to glucose in the body, as opposed to lower glycemic foods that take a longer time to convert to glucose. So you're probably wondering what foods cause the blood sugar spike. The glycemic index of foods is a way to measure how much a food, when digested, will cause our blood sugar levels to rise. And what you can do is, we've got like a small chart here, but it's very simple. You can just head on Google and just type in glycemic index foods, and you're going to get a list of like every single carbohydrate based food and how that's going to break down into glucose in the body. And what we want to do is we want to aim to eat foods with a low glycemic index and avoid spiking our blood sugar levels as much as possible. Now, hair loss is a complex issue, and as such, a diet change will not solve the issue entirely. However, it can help to set you in the right direction. After all, there is no such thing as a miracle cure for hair loss, and instead you should take a multi-pronged approach, including the use of natural topicals, as well as things like scalp massages and micro needling. So guys, that's what we've got for you today on diet. Don't forget to go down to the description and get your Hairguard analysis and personalized nutrition plan. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.